Union General Benjamin Franklin Butler is one of the more controversial characters to take part in the Civil War. Many question whether Butler's intentions were pure or a calculated act of self-interest. Benjamin Franklin Butler was born in Deerfield, New Hampshire on November 5th of 1818. After graduating from Waterville College in 1838, he studied law independently under a New Hampshire lawyer. He was admitted to the bar in 1840, and he became a successful criminal lawyer in Massachusetts. Also, Butler served as Brigadier General in the Massachusetts militia. Impressed by his loyalty and initiative during the war, Abraham Lincoln promoted Butler to the rank of Major General and sent him here to command Fort Monroe in Hampton, Virginia. Soon afterwards, runaway slaves began to appear at the fort seeking protection. The slave owners demanded that the runaways should be returned. However, Butler refused, issuing a statement that he considered the slaves to be a contraband of war. Following Butler's important decision, slaves, both male and female and of all ages, began to pour into Fort Monroe. Butler's army was then sent to the Mississippi coast in May of 1862, where they captured New Orleans. He was named military governor upon taking possession of the fallen city. His command extended to all Union-controlled areas of Louisiana. In a proclamation written by Butler as he took command, he stressed that any person or group willing to take an oath of allegiance to the United States would enjoy the full benefits and rights afforded to an American citizen, but anyone else would be labeled a rebel and treated as such. General Butler was then soon confronted with a combination of loyal slave masters and fugitive slaves. In May of 1862, the general had established his headquarters in the city's Federal Customs House. The building quickly became a magnet for escaped and abandoned slaves. The state slaves had happily greeted the arrival of Union forces, seeing them as liberators, and some flocked to the customs house seeking sanctuary, no doubt expecting that Benjamin Butler would give it to them just as he had the slaves of Virginia. However, Butler felt obliged to support the local slave masters for their compliance. Pulled in two directions at once, Butler attempted to employ fugitive slaves as military necessity required and turn unemployed fugitives out of army lines, preferably into the custody of loyal masters. Although Butler admitted that the plantation slaves of Louisiana, quote, made for a pitiful sight, he put his politics before his morality, demonstrating that his treatment of African Americans was driven by pragmatism. Ben Butler placed a priority on reviving Union sentiment in Louisiana, even if it meant keeping the state slaves in bondage. Unlike Virginia, where it had been in his clear military interest to bleed the rebels of forced labor being used to build forts by giving slaves sanctuary at Fort Monroe, Butler was willing to defend slavery in the hope that slaveholders would rally to the Union cause. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Sarah Benhoff, and I attend Regent University School of Law, class of 2013.